Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week we are giving my 9-month review of the cheapest bike rack you can buy. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that little bell icon right next to that is checked off. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content we got on this channel. So today we are reviewing the cheapest bike rack you can buy. About 9-10 months ago, I bought the cheapest bike rack you can buy. I went to Harbor Freight, picked up this Hallmaster 2 bike rack, and installed it on the back of my Mustang. Now let's talk a little bit about my Mustang. So my Mustang is lowered, so it's lower than a normal car, and it also sits outside, and the back of the Mustang faces the sun all year round, all the time. So this rack has been on the back of that car pretty much ever since then. It comes off on rare occasions where I'm going to like a car show, or I'm having to go to a parking garage and I have to have tight parking, this comes off. But for the most part, this rack stays in that car all the time. So what do I think of this rack? This rack is awesome. For how much this rack costs, I have had pretty much zero problems up until yesterday, and we're gonna fix that today. I'll talk about it in just a second here. But we've had like zero problems with this rack. So why did I tell you about my Mustang? So first off, it's lowered. So with that being the case, it's lower than a normal car would be. So when every single time I back out of my driveway, I smack the bottom of this rack right here. I catch this on the asphalt, and I've literally put a little divot in the asphalt where I back out every day. So the fact that it gets smacked into the ground every single time I back out my driveway and it still works, thumbs up, good job. It still works great. We're gonna attempt to try and fix some of that. So we'll get to that in a second too. So there's a couple things we need to kind of work on today, which is why I have it inside versus outside on the car. So we'll take a look at that. Let's talk about the things I really like about this. So number one, I really like the attachment bolt for this rack right back here. It is a 19mm bolt with a little pin on the end. That's about it. So I pretty much grab my impact gun with a 19mm on it, reach under the car, shoot the thing off, and it comes off. Super easy to get on and off, like ridiculously easy, which makes it ideal. Like I need to do work on it, I need to go somewhere real quick, buzz it off, done, rack's off. Super quick, super easy. Second thing, I really like the straps and actual holders for the frame of the bike on here. They work really well. I have never had a bike come loose. I've never had a bike feel like it's coming loose. They are always tight when I get to my destination and tight when I get back home. So I have never had a problem with those. And I've carried all sorts of random bikes on this, from my fat bike to my mountain bike to my road bike to parts bikes to bikes I buy. I've carried all sorts of stuff on this rack, and it works great. It works awesome. I've had problems with rubber straps before, but these regular straps work good. There's one problem I have with the straps. We're gonna get to that once I tell you all the good stuff about this rack. And like I said, this rack hangs outside on my car all day, every day. I expect it to be a lot more weathered than it is. It's actually pretty good. It's dirty right now because it's been snowing and raining, so it's obviously got road spray on it, but the only places I've had any kind of corrosion issues are right down here at the bottom where it hits the pavement every single time, so it scratched off the powder coat or paint or whatever they put on here. And then right up here at the top there was a little bit of a weld that has a little bit of rust on it, but ultimately it's very good. It's held up to the weather really good, and I've had no problem with the weather conditions beating up on this rack at all. So let's talk about the couple problems we have with this rack. So number one, in my first video I said this rack didn't have any play in it, and it didn't. At the time it did not have any play. 9 months later, it's got some play in it. And a lot of that comes down to the feature it has where you can lower the front of the rack, where you can lower the rack down so you can access your trunk better, yada yada yada. I don't need that, is pretty much what I found. What I found in those 9 months, I have never once used that ever, and I don't have a need to. Partially because I can't fit anything big in the back of my car anyways, so I don't need to drop it. I've never had to, I never plan on it, so we're going to kind of get rid of that today. So pretty much the reason is I kind of messed with this bolt on the bottom my first video, kind of had to loosen it, tighten it so it could actually function like it's supposed to. We're just going to tighten it all the way up, and we'll see if that goes away or not. So pretty much with that bottom bolt, one side's a 17 on the nut side and the other side's a 14, and we're just going to tighten her up and see if her wobble goes away or not. If it can't even tighten up anymore. That might help, actually. That may help. That may help. That may solve our problem right there. With doing that, it's probably not going to fold down anymore. So that's our one kind of downfall with that, is once we have that, it's probably not going to fold because that pinched this metal down really good, and so it's not going to fold. But again, I never need it. I'm not going to use it. So we're going to tighten that down. See if that helps our wobbling problem we have. So it does wobble a little bit, but it's nothing I'm really concerned about. Nothing more than I would say a normal bike rack has on it. So that's fine. That's going to work perfectly fine. Problem one fixed. So we'll move on to problem number two, and this is the one I've had the most recent. Actually happened last night when I was on my way to Reno bike night, which you guys should see a video by now of that, but when I went to head out, it was about 6 o'clock at night, and I went to go put my mountain bike on here, and this strap actually snapped. So it actually snapped, and pretty much just has like the cords of the thread, cords of the strap is all that's left. I don't know what happened. This side seems perfectly fine. This side beat. So pretty much that strap's done. So in theory, at least from what I understand, you can take these caps off of the end of here, and with that cap off, we can slide everything off and pretty much slide this one back on, pretty much slide our good one on the back on here. Now I like putting my bikes on the closest one to the inside, and that's because the farther out, it's all leverage is really what it is. The farther out your bike is on the rack, the more leverage it has, the more likely it is to bounce around. I don't really like stuff bouncing around. I had to do that last night with a mountain bike, and that drove me nuts. The whole drive down to Reno, and I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. That was horrible. So we're gonna switch them off so I can start putting a bike on the inside again, because it just works way better. It just works way better in my opinion. I know some of you commented on, oh, the bike's gonna hit, you know, you said your bike hits, the pedal hits paint. Yeah, you know, you have to position your pedals just right in my certain case on my car, but it works. It works perfectly fine. You know, once you get the pedals positioned right and everything positioned right, I haven't had a problem with it at all. It was just that one time, that first time installing it, I like putting them on the closest to the inside. I've tried fat bike on the outside, and that was probably the sketchiest one I've ever done. I made it like a block before I had to get out and switch the bike to the inside one. So pretty much gotta get these off. I think this is a 10mm. Let me go find the sizes, and we'll see if we can actually make this work. So this is the part I was talking about right here. So pretty much that's this bolt that holds on the end cap, which I think just holds everything in here, because this all moves around like side to side. So I think we take this cap off, we can slide everything here. It's a 10 and a 10, so we got 10mm here, 10mm here, and let's see, there we go. Don't lose our nylon nut there. Keep that guy there. And this cap, okay, just slides off from there. And I think everything just slide off from there. Let's see how this works. So there is a one. Let's pull that guy off, pull this tube out. And then we gotta pull our last one off, the one that's actually got the problem. I'm gonna say these are not that easy to get on and off. Okay, there we go. So as you can tell, this is the one that just had to strip, blow up, whatever you want to call it on me last night. Let me pull the strap out and kind of show you. So that's what happened to this one. All the reinforcement fell out to the point where I don't trust this anymore to carry a bike. Probably because I could probably rip this. So that's what happened to it. That's why we're kind of swapping them around and seeing, you know, we'll swap them around and then kind of take a look from there and see what we can do. I don't even know if they sell cell replacements or not, but this one's gonna go on the outside, so I don't have to deal with it anymore. Pretty much the deal. I don't have to deal with this anymore. It just goes on the outside, and when I deal with it, I deal with it. Realistically, I only carry one bike 90% of the time, so it doesn't affect me at all, really. So our good one here, right there, still has good webbing on there, and we're gonna slide this guy all the way back on, maybe. Ow. That went on really easy. Okay, I'm gonna slide that guy all the way on. Slide our plastic tube on, like that. And slide our messed up guy on the end. And this just makes it easy, so you know, whatever we decide to do, we can just pull this out and fix it. Whatever we want to do. Alright, and then we just gotta put our end cap back on. Nice and secure back on there. We can flip these guys down like that. And that should be good. We can start using our inside ones again, which is what I want, but other than that, rack is back together. And I haven't had any problems with the arms at all. So the nuts and the bolts have been holding just fine. Biggest problem fixed right there. That was the only thing that's failed in the 9 months of owning this rack, is just that one strap right here. And we'll have to take a look and see if we can find like a replacement or something for it. But I mean, right now I only use it for one bike, so we're perfectly fine with just one. But that's the only problem I've had with this rack. So ultimately, besides for it having a little bit of rattle to it and kind of just tightening this bolt down as tight as we can get it just to fix that rattle. Besides for that, and then swapping out our one strap here, just switching around, having to figure out something for our strap here. This rack's been great. I have no idea why that one strap broke. Like I said, it's in the sun all day. It could have to do with that, but then it's the only one that's broke. So I don't know why this one did of all of them, but just the one. This side looked perfectly fine on the same position, so I don't really know what happened. Could be the weather, could be, who knows what it could be. But ultimately, if you're looking for a cheap budget rack, you can't go wrong with it. I mean, for how inexpensive this rack was to buy, it works great. And realistically, if you were to take care of this a little better and not have it on your car in the sun all the time and on your car all the time, you'd be pretty good. It would last you a long time, but even in the case of leaving it in your car in the sun wherever all the time, it works great. I have no problems in 9 months of this. It does have that 2-inch adapter, which I've never actually had to use because I have a 2-inch rack, but I've put it into a receiver and seen kind of what it looks like, and it works. It seems to work okay. So you have that option too. So budget rack, I recommend it. It's a good rack to own. 9 months later, it's still going. If I have any other problems, of course I'll update you. That's why I made this video 9 months after buying it instead of a year, was because I had my first problem with this rack. But realistically, that's a very small thing in comparisons to what the rack has done for me and how inexpensive it's been and how good of a job it's done. So if you're interested in checking out this rack for yourselves, I'll have a link down in the description below. Check it out for yourselves. Pick one up if you are interested. If you do have any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. I love talking to you guys. I love answering questions you guys have. And if you did enjoy the video, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. And we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.